Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast, a fan podcast dedicated to Manchester United Football Club. As always, like, subscribe, follow, whether it's through Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube, and as well as you can follow on social media, Instagram, TikTok, or X. I hope everyone had enjoyed their weekend, obviously with the way the game went. On Sunday, we got another win. We have another match tomorrow, playing Newcastle, round 2 against Newcastle, just like it was round 2 against Crystal Palace. But yeah, today's episode is just a preview. I know there's been some stuff in the news. You're still talking about potential targets, midfields. Managers still up for grabs on who it might be, though I did an episode last Thursday discussing the manager. So let that be how you want it to be for that. So we still have plenty of months to go, still plenty of football. We have as of now, we have 10 games left for the rest of the season, depending on how everything goes tomorrow. Liverpool dropped against Wolves today. We have Chelsea and Aston Villa facing against each other, so that's an important match to watch. We have Villa when we get back from our little vacation, because we're not in the FA Cup. We have Newcastle tomorrow, so we need to get that win. A win is necessary. It is always necessary, especially with these final 10 games. Like, nothing is guaranteed. We need to win, and then hopefully, when you are trying to hold off Chelsea or trying to hold off Aston Villa. And so we have to try and get into Europe. And this is an important game. Every game is important. So, listen, the one thing that's different is from the last time that we're playing is different manager. If you don't know, spoiler alert, Amarim is no longer the manager, and it is now Michael Carrick. But we do have, and I remember doing the post game. Listen, I am happy that we won that game on Boxing Day. I am. I'm not upset by it. I'm not. But we didn't play well in that game. From what I was watching. Others may have a different opinion. And I've said it before. If Newcastle was able to hit the barn door, they would have won the game. They had opportunities. There's a little bit of us playing a little park the bus, a little different formation. That same formation is now going to be there today. But we are playing. We are playing. We're going to be playing with different players. Because, Dorgu is no longer there. Manager is no longer there. Amarim's gone. He was gone literally a week or so after. But listen, the game, like I said, the game before wasn't the best. And if you looked at the last couple games, we haven't played our strength. We haven't. We've been struggling. And like I said before, after the win against City and Arsenal, you started to see changes. When we played Tottenham, there were struggles there. A red card, and then we took over. Fulham, we needed the last-minute goal to win. There were struggles there. We're letting Fulham back in. West Ham, we did struggle against. Everton, we had our struggles with Everton as well. And then when we played Crystal Palace, we weren't great in the first half. And as I'm watching a lot of people talk about, in the second half, we really turned it on. It's because it was a soft foul. And I know people are talking about it too and whatever. You can say it's impeding and so on and so forth, but a lot of people are talking about the way the foul was. It was a soft one, especially when you watch the Arsenal-Chelsea match and you're looking at what we got as a red and a penalty, and you're looking at what's going on in that match. You're wondering, obviously this season, well, it's not just this season, every season, there's always inconsistencies with whether it's VAR, the refs, there's always something there. But that penalty that we got, which got LaCroix ejected because of the red, and then we get the penalty, we tie it up, and then but during that game, as much as we were up a man, we were not doing anything crazy. We were struggling. Crystal Palace was still moving the ball very well. And if they had, whether it was down a man or not, if they had a little bit of a different quality, like a certain quality player up there, we're probably talking about getting a draw. And if we're not getting that red card, if let's say it doesn't become a penalty and it becomes just a free kick, we're not scoring the goal, we might be losing that game. We might be drawing at worst. Or at best, sorry, I shouldn't say worst. At best, we're drawing the game if everything goes right with the Sesko goal. But again, we everything worked out well because, well, Crystal Palace got a red card. And we can't have that happen here. Again, like I said in the episode, it was like the Tottenham match. We needed something there to help us. That can't always be relied on tomorrow. We are going to play, like Crystal Palace, we are going to play them. We will have our challenges. I know right now in the Prem, they're not being the best. They're doing well in Champions League. But that doesn't mean tomorrow we're not going to struggle. So I'm just pulling up Newcastle just to take a look at their last couple of games. But the one thing I'm concerned with is the carryover. The carryover is the one thing that I'm concerned with. Why? Because we can't have these struggles here. And don't get me wrong, everyone just played a game on the weekend. They just did. Just getting the fixtures up here. Yeah, so they just had a game with Everton on Saturday. They lost. They get an extra, from what it looks like here, they're getting the extra day's rest. But no, like in the Prem, if you look at their last couple of games, so again, losing Everton on Saturday, City about the week before, came away, Prem win against Tottenham, which was back in February 10th, dropping Brentford and also dropping against Liverpool. So like they've had their struggles, they've had wins, they have. They've had some other cup competitions. Obviously, the succession of Champions League, them winning against Villa in the FA Cup, and yeah, they're going to be playing this weekend. They're playing City They're playing City again in another cup competition. They're playing them on Saturday, so you have that match going on. But going back to this one. They played well against us. They had stats again. You know, my feelings towards stats, but looking at the game and watching it, they had the possession most of the time. They had opportunities. It's just the tactics and the style that were there. That game was just defending it. But like I said, if they were able to get shots on target, I think it would have been a different game. For all we know, we do. And you know, Gordon has been playing well. Outside of the Prem, he hasn't been the best, but in Europe, he's been very well. But right now, it's going to be interesting to see how tomorrow's game goes. Again, I'm always going for the win. I always do go for a Manchester United win. But we can't start off slow again. There might be an issue with fatigue. The concern is, too, like, as much as we have time off, like, we are only playing once a week. How did we come off looking worse than a team that just played Thursday? That's the one thing that bothered me. And again, everyone's like, well, the second half we turned it on. We turned it on because they were down a man. And we didn't even really turn it on. We did nothing. Like, what was the time for that Sesko goal? Just give me a moment here. Fixture. Let me just take a look here. Yeah, 65 minutes. So we defended well, but at the same time too, we did not dominate that game against Crystal Palace. We didn't get a domination. We didn't take over the game. Yeah, we played well, but that's because they were down a man. We we didn't go score an extra couple goals. We struggled to even get stuff. Even with 10 men, we struggled to even try and get that goal. Like we struggled, like, so, but we can't have that tomorrow. We can't have a slow start. We can't have us chasing. We can't rely hoping that there's going to be a penalty called in our favor. Like, we can't have that. And we're on the road tomorrow too. We have struggled when we've gone against Crystal Palace. Sorry, not Crystal Palace. Newcastle in previous games. We have. So, yeah, just looking back, yeah, it's great that we got the win on that day, but let's look at it here. Last time we played them, we lost 4-1. When was our last win was 2024. But the other, like, they dominated us last year. 2024, we split. They beat us. And then we beat them and they beat us. And then, yeah, like when we've gone to St. James's Park, we have struggled. Last year we lost 4-1. We were, so hold on here. Let me just take a look. My eyes are a little deceiving right now. Well, we lost to yeah, so just give me a moment here. Yeah, so going back. My apologies, everyone. This is what I get for not wearing my glasses when I'm recording a podcast. So, yes. So last time when we played at St. James's Park, so yeah, last time we played at St. James's Park, which was 2025 last year, we lost 4-1. We played there 2023, we lost 1-0. And then, because again, yeah, 2024, we ended up beating them there. And then, yeah, 2023, we've struggled at St. James's. The last time we succeeded and came away with a win was, from what I'm looking at here, was 2020. We have not won there since 2020. In the Prem. Yeah, in the Prem. We have not won there since 2020. So it's a tough place to play. We know that they can beat us. They know that Newcastle can play us tough. And they have. They played us tough on Boxing Day. Like, nothing has changed really with this squad. We're still playing the same mentality, same everything. The fact that they're reducing training sessions is hilarious. And that it's better and everything, and the players are hoping that like the spin and everything that's been going on, it is infuriating, to say the least. But it's showing, like, the intensity is not there. We're struggling. Mainu, Casemiro, like, again, my player ratings for last game were generous, and I was not generous. Or I should have been. I was too generous, sorry, with those ratings. It should have been the same type of ratings that I gave for the Everton game, but I gave it. But these players need to show up tomorrow. They do. We can't be lagging behind. We can't. We need to be able to be like, hey, like we have to move the ball, passing. Again, our passing was terrible last week in the first half. It was still terrible even in the second half. The overall game, as much as we won 2-1, was a horrendous game. It was. It was not a good game, even when I was doing my watch along, like, just struggling. Yes, a couple times the free kicks, whatever, but trying to get movement into the box, trying to get, like, and everyone's like, well, we turned on in the second half again, but the second half we were chasing. So, players, my lineup prediction. Sorry, forgot about that. Lineup prediction is going to be different. Because again, obviously, Carrick had his match, or what's it called? His press conference today. Obviously, Shaw, Maguire are under the weather, so you don't know if they're going to be prepared for tomorrow. So I made up a few changes for that. Obviously, Lemens and Keeper, he's been fantastic. Delo, then we're going to go in the middle with Yoro and Aiden Heaven. Mazraoui gets the start because of Shaw, so we're not going to see him there. Midfield, it's still going to be the same despite Casemiro getting those minutes. We're off until our next game's not until the 15th. So Casemiro, Menu in the middle, Mbuemo, Fernandes, Bruno, and then Cunha up that front three. And then you have Sesko getting back-to-back starts. Yeah, he played the minutes, but I think tomorrow will be a good chance for him as well against that strong Newcastle team. So, but no, having depth issues, and that's the concern part. Licha is still out. The Lit shouldn't have been that long, but I guess the injury has been severe. He's not back until April. Dorgu's obviously out. But realistically, looking at it here, Licha, the Knox, they're not playing as much, but you're reducing the training, which can eventually start increasing injuries. Shaw, who didn't look well on Sunday, and I mentioned that, and it looks like it was apparently he wasn't feeling well. Maguire as well. They just weren't feeling well. So that's what Carrick was saying. So again, for caution, they're obviously not. We don't know if they're going to be ready until tomorrow. So I'm going to go with Heaven and Mazraoui. Those seem like the logical choices to have there. Mazraoui I do like. I even think when Mazraoui came on, we looked a little better, but we weren't the greatest. Again, we still struggled. So that's what I'm looking at here. So again, revising, or not revising, but just advising my lineup for tomorrow. Lemens, Delo, Yoro, Heaven, Mazraoui, Casemiro, Menu, and then Mbuemo, Bruno, and then Cunha and Sesko up front. That's what it is. That's what it should be. Ahmad coming off the bench. Again, depth is a concern, which it shouldn't be because we're barely playing any games. But yeah, they have a challenge tomorrow. It's on the road. It is great that we're seeing it there, but the carryover from these last couple of games where they haven't played well may still be there. And not only that, we just played Sunday. So there's going to be exhaustion. There's going to be depth issues because we have injuries. So we'll see how it goes. But again, I'm always still going for the win, but they have to be able to show up. They have to show fight. They can't let that sloppy first half repeat itself. The last two games, yes, we have a win, but they weren't convincing wins, to say the least. They were not. So I'll leave that there for today's episode. I will be back with the post game. I'm debating about going live tomorrow for the second half watch along. I won't be able to do the first half. I'm debating about doing a watch along for the second half, so we'll see. But again, and then after tomorrow, we're not back until the 15th. Next week's going to be a busy week because women are also back that same day. Let me just take a look at United's schedule. Yeah, we're not back until March 15th, and then just check the women's. I don't know why they haven't updated yet, but yes, we still have Manchester United versus Chelsea on March 15th. Yeah, I don't know why that hasn't updated yet. Oh, yeah. And then, we face them. Yeah, because we just faced Chelsea last time, and we're facing Chelsea again for the League Cup finals. So, yeah, the 15th next week's going to be busy. It's going to be a busy time after that when we look at it here. Yeah, but I'll talk about that when we get closer to it. But yeah, tomorrow I'll be back post game. I might do the second half live, and then I'll be doing episodes in between, just catching up any stories or anything. I break, but yeah, we're going to be a little downtime from both teams. So, but I will be back tomorrow with a post game. Aim to do a Friday episode, and if something comes up on the weekends, I'll get an episode out, but then back to normal scheduling time, Tuesday, Thursday, for probably a Friday and Saturday as well, just due to the double header that's on that Sunday. So yeah, I'll leave it there. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow after the match. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, follow, whether it's YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and as well as social media, Instagram, TikTok, or X. This is the Red Devils Corner Kick Podcast. Glory, glory, Man United.